Y'all ever realize you've been using a word wrong your whole life? That's fun. Yeah. Just found out 39 years into this thing that Parisians, just people from Paris. My whole life, I thought they were some biblical times people. The Jews, the Gentiles, and the Parisians. I don't know. I don't know. Also realized the other day, I'm 39, don't know how water towers work. Like, is that all of our water? Is that like in case of emergency? It ruined a good Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all ever Google something and feel dumber? I Googled it, the schematic came up, and I was like, well, I guess I'll never know. Unfortunately, my family's picked up at how dumb I'm getting. They had a little intervention for me. Told me I'm no longer allowed to help any of the children in the family with homework assignments. The straw that broke the back was my little nephew came up to me. He's like, Uncle Drew, you know stuff. I was like, I'm glad you think so, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could help me tell other people that, I'd really appreciate it, you know? He's like, can you help me with my homework? I was like, now you're pushing it, all right? He was like, well, you're babysitting. You're the only one here. You have to. I was like, thanks for reminding me. I was about to leave. I appreciate that. I was like, what am I doing at your house, you know? It's like, what's the question, buddy? He's like, I need to know the difference between a simile and a metaphor. I was like, what grade are you in again? I was like, well, buddy, well, I don't know the exact answer to your conundrum. We're going to do what I did in school, and we're going to BS our way through this, all right? Let's see, simile, similar. That's just words that are similar, buddy. We nailed that one. And I'm pretty sure metaphor uses like that wall is like your grandfather. All right, good play. Have a good one. Thought he'd just write that dumb sentence on a spreadsheet, on a worksheet, get a little red X to it, we'd move on with our lives. Didn't know he'd be the kid that got called on to repeat that same answer back in front of the whole class the next day. I hope he started it off with, Uncle Drew said. Uncle Drew had some explaining to do. It's got a happy ending, though. He got a nice Adderall prescription out of it. We both took one. He taught me grammar. It was fantastic. It was great. I didn't know nouns could go pro. Good for them, you know. Oh, man. Did y'all see that picture floating around the internet of the family that turned their dead grandma into a coffee table? Y'all see that? Yeah. Obviously, it was a fake, I said to myself after way too many hours of research. And I'm glad we're not there yet, you know? I know we're turning dead people into trees. Furniture is a natural progression, but let's pump the brakes a little bit, all right? I'm not ready for those disagreements. You know, like luckily I had one grandma I loved and cared about, so my rotation's set. Then my wife would have moved in. She had 3 grandmas she loved and cared about. So naturally, my grandma's going in storage. That's not fair. I'm not trying to have that argument on a Friday night, but like, my friends are coming over tonight. I want to put my grandma out, all right? She's been shifting in the resin in the attic. I don't like it. Any fans of law shows? Law and Order, SVU, all that good stuff? Yeah. Dun dun, love it. Big fan, big fan. My wife likes true crime. I like when they change the name so I don't connect to the dead people, you know? I like hearing how you died. Just give me a fake name, you know what I mean? But I love those law shows because they make the court proceedings, like the courtroom itself, look so cool, you know? Like you hear the dun dun, and then it's like Tuesday, 9 a.m., and you're just like, this is awesome. And as y'all can tell from the first couple of things that have come out of my mouth, law school, not in the cards. And I spent a good part of my 20s as a defendant, and that wasn't fun either. I didn't like that. Those law shows are not interesting when they're about you. So I was like, the only way I'm going to be a part of this thing that I love so much is if I get summoned for jury duty. So I think I was the only one in America in their 30s actually pulling for jury duty. Because to be honest with y'all, I've never had a day job I'd rather be at than jury duty. And with my background, I don't think I've ever had a day job that pays as well as jury duty either. So I got my summons in the mail. I was hyped. Packed my snacks, charged my phone. I was ready to go. Showed up day one, my lunchbox, like, do I get my $12 now? After? All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. And it was great. It was perfect people watching. I was the only one there still not actively trying to get out of jury duty. Like this one dude came busting in. He's like, I got arrested last night. And the lady in charge of us is like, well, they let you go. Sit down. They move us into the courtroom. There's 2 cases we can possibly be a part of. First one, hit and run. Pfft, no thank you. What's that, like 3-4 days tops? Mm-mm. I'm working by the day out here, all right? So they don't pick me for that or the alternate, so I'm like, dodge the bullet on that one. Next up, murder. I'm vibrating in my seat. I'm looking at all these people that don't want to be here like, did you not hear him? He said murder. How are you not hyped right now? It's like, please pick me, out loud. 10 jurors go by, I'm starting to lose hope. Number 11, didn't know that was my lucky number that day. They call my name. I pop up like they just said the next contestant on The Price is Right. Like high-fiving all the people that don't want to be here. Ran down the aisle like a wrestler out of the 90s. I did get the bailiff to break. He's like, you did it, man. Good for you. Proud of you. Sat down in the juror's box. I was like, happy to be here. Murder! Hey, you think we'll get you think we'll get a hotel room? Right when I got comfortable, I hear the defense attorney go, motion to remove juror number 11. Prosecutor didn't have my back at all. Judge hit his gavel. I at least got to hear that. He's like, juror number 11, thank you for your time. You're free to go. So if y'all ever need to get out of jury duty, literally be the only one happy to be there. They're like, this psychopath brought his own snacks. He's got to go. He's got to go.